In this video, I'm going to talk to you about how to visualize the morning worker huddle, so stay with us. Okay, I'm super stoked about this. We've already covered the team meeting, the planning meeting, the weekly meeting with your trade partners, and the foreman huddle that happens the afternoon before the morning of the work. What we're going to talk about now, what I'm going to talk about now, is how to visualize the morning worker huddle. So yes, you guessed it, we are huddling all workers on site. Let me clarify some things. Let's say that this is your project site and that parking, and that here's the building, and that your parking is over here. As workers come in from the parking lot, hopefully you have a huddle area that they can use to get oriented to the project, and then they go out to the project site. So I'm not talking about pulling them off of their work, interrupting them, wasting time, spending money. They're already parking. We just opened the gate. We huddle for 5 to 10 minutes, and then we go to work. This is a genius system. So typically what I like to see, and a shout out to my buddy Brent Elliott for the pictures that we have at LeanTakt and Elevate that showcase this on a DPR project at the Mayo Clinic. We typically like to see a platform, obviously, have your handrail around it. But we have a platform where you can speak. I like to see a karaoke machine. Again, this is a shout out to Brent Elliott. He figured out how to do this. I used to just use a bullhorn. It's really, you wouldn't think so with guns like these, but like it's hard to hold that thing and to get it to everybody. I like the karaoke machine, but what will happen is whoever's presenting the morning worker huddle will have a microphone that's attached to the karaoke machine or the speaker. This plays rockin' music up until the huddle. Let's say the huddle's at 6 a.m. This will play rock and music from about 5:45 to 6 a.m. People know that if the music is going, that we're gathering for the meeting. Once the music stops, then the speaker starts to talk. Around the area, in a respectful format, because they are the focus, we have all of the workers on site. Each one of these lines represents the workers. They're all huddled together. Now, one of the key things that I want you to know is that when you first start these huddles, you will have to have another project team member like shoo or herd people into the circle, get them off their phones, get them to pay attention in a respectful way. But here's the bottom line. Whether each one of these individuals has on their phone the day plan, which I really like, or whether you have a huge screen, and I've seen these like huge screens on things like Facebook data centers and big projects like that where everybody can see it, or whether you have your own like visual board that's large enough for everybody to see. Somehow everybody on site has to be able to see the day plan through their phone, through a link, on an actual board, or in a massive screen that everybody can see. Or at a minimum, you talk about it effectively enough. The idea here is, and this is the most important thing, the purpose of the meeting is to create connection, and don't dismiss that. You cannot piss off a workforce and then expect them to do a good job. So the leaders of the job site are trying to connect with every single worker, their hearts and their minds, and inspire them. Okay? You're going to ask for their feedback. People really perform and feel like they belong and have a great experience when they feel like they're a part of the process. Okay? And once you do that, then you'll go through all of the other agenda items like I talked about. You'll go through the plan for the day, do a 2-minute training topic, talk about the biggest risk for the day, what inspections are happening, what deliveries, where are they going, when is it happening, right? You're going to talk about any permits that are happening, weather. You're basically going to get on the same page for the operations of the project site. Now, this is not a rote meeting where you just check the box. This meeting is where these people should leave feeling inspired. Oh my gosh, this is so good. Feeling inspired, and we're going to follow the switch model for people to do things or to change. For these human beings to do things or change direction or follow your culture, which is what you're doing, they have to have three things. They have to know what they're doing, which this huddle does. They have to be motivated, okay? So don't forget that part. Like, talk to them with real communication, with real connection. Thank them. Appreciate them. Give shout outs. Show why you care. Okay? And then they have to have a clear path. Every worker on site has to know what they're doing, be motivated to do it, and have the circumstances to do it. This huddle takes care of all of those, right? So when you connect and motivate and speak passionately, you got the motivation. When you actually go through the plan, like we talked about, okay, they actually know how to do their work. And then when you get feedback, when you ask them, hey, what things do you need? How are the porta potties? How's the lunchroom? How's the site? Is there anything that you need? Then you make sure that you're taking care of their path and providing them the right circumstances. So this right here, this analogy is the old rider and the elephant. I don't know what you would call it. I'm going to call it an analogy where if your brain or a person's brain is compared to an elephant and a rider, the rider on the elephant is steering the elephant in what direction to go. The rider's got to know what to do, but the elephant has got to want to go there, and they've got to have a clear path, right? So the rider, the elephant, and the path, you can only move that team forward if the rider knows where he or she is going, the elephant wants to go there, and you have a clear path. Your mind is like that as well. You will only do something if you know how to do it, are motivated to go there, and have the circumstances. That's what the morning worker huddle is all about. So the key here is, can you speak in a way and show the plan in a way that all of the workers want to and are motivated to go do a great job and work as one team, one culture that day? And if you do this well, it will change everything for your project site. Then once everybody's lined out and they are going to do their work well after this 5 or 10 minute huddle, you should be able to see great production because it's set up from the night before. The foremen know the plan. Everybody can see as a group, know as a group, and act as a group, and they're motivated to do so, and they know the rules. So this is how the morning worker huddle goes and how it's run. I hope you've enjoyed this video. On we go.